just a game. This is iRacing.
The following is a special presentation.
From the Captain eSports Network.
This isn't just a game. This is iRacing. All right, the second part of our doubleheader gets underway right now as we welcome you into the virtual New Hampshire Motor Speedway in Loudon, New Hampshire. It is round number 9 of this Great Lakes Sim Racing Mr. Radiator Premier Series from the Magic Mile 1.017 mile track known as New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We get ready for 125 miles-ish of racing coming up here in just a few moments. I am the captain. We get you ready for what is going to be a fun night. Over 20 cars ready to go, and we have got ourselves a battle in the points. After tonight, only 3 races left before we set the field for the playoffs. Diego Sainz leading the points after a second place finish in Indianapolis last week. Sam Fontaine had a little bit of a rough race. He left in a little bit of a crab mood, if you will, as he sits 10 points back now in second. Stephen Miles, the winner, is third. Alex Bryson, Matt Telder, your top 5 still in the points. But look down here in the 10th position, the last position that's going to be awarded by points. And there is a whole bunch of people from Tyler Pluff in 9th to Blaine Sparling, to Lucas Strayer, to Sean Peach, and to Joey Lanasour, Devin Ramsey, Robert Lukens, and even Tyler Brewer. All of those guys right there. That is, about 7 guys within 20 points, 23 points when it's all over with of that point spot. So a lot can happen here, and it all starts tonight here at this Magic Mile track that is going to see some short track style racing, even though the track is a mile, but a flatter type track that invites side-by-side racing, but also can be very, very treacherous when it comes to that side-by-side racing. As we look at the schedule, again, 3 races entering tonight. New Hampshire, Dover, Michigan, before we set the field for the playoffs, and we go racing in November at Chicagoland Speedway, kicking it off. And it's going to be a wild set of 8 races here, going into not only the finale at Auto Club as we crown the champion, but the regular season here these last 3 weeks. New Hampshire, Dover, and Michigan is going to be some great racing to come check out on Wednesday nights here in the series. So, got the usual suspects here tonight. And we got even some might call a ringer. Talked to a couple drivers who have looked at a certain particular driver making his debut here in the series in a fill-in role. And he is one that some are watching because he's very fast. And tonight you'll see him in the O2 car racing for Ben Pierce, that being Peyton Howe. Peyton, a young man I've watched, obviously when he was young. I've raced with his dad plenty of times. And, obviously Peyton has got some talent, knows how to drive a race car. And here he is, 6th fastest in practice. And looking forward to seeing what he can do with this field here this evening. Some say he could be one that could easily go in here and win this race tonight. which could spoil the apple cart when it's all said and done. So we'll have to see. But right now, we're going to go qualifying in a race that's being called the Big Lobster 125 as we go hot lapping, I should say. And that is going to be presented by Spicy Schemes. Big shout out to Sammy Barnes. Hopefully he's doing well. He and his family he does a great job with his paint schemes and stuff like that. But right now he's going to give an award away for somebody winning the pole potentially. And who's going to be the first one out on track? 2C, waiting on my exciting to show up here. There we go. Brian Sutphin going to be the first one in the KJ22 number 26 car. As basically what happens is it just picks a car and we go out there and keep an eye on them. Second lap should be the fastest around here as you get the tires up to temp. You see him rolling in the progressive banking here from 2 degrees up to 6 degrees through the corners. Back end can get very loose there. You see Sutphin fighting it off the corner down the long straightaway. Very bumpy entry to turn 3 because of a transition of the road course that goes outside of the track. As Sutphin going to let the car slide up a little bit. About the second or third set of lines is the fastest way around here, according to some people. As Sutphin going to be the first one to lay a lap down along with Lucas Strayer. 31:30 right now. Your provisional pole time. Ramsey, 31:49 for him. As others cross the line, Diego Sainz 31:21 as that man just continues to lay down fast laps in qualifying each and every week. Brandon Alphin, a 31:111. As he goes to the pole by over a tenth on Diego Sainz right now, as Sutphin finishes his lap off. Strayer third, Ramsey, Sean Peachin up to fifth as here comes Alphin, gets a little free off the corner. And he will not make it any faster there. Diego Sainz bumps it up to a 31:13 as he stays P2 on the provisional grid right now. Jason Dalton up to third with a 31:19. Here's Stephen Miles, the winner from the Brickyard last week. Fontaine up to second, 31:12. As Miles going to run for 2. I see Peyton Howell in the purple, and there he goes, 31:055. There's a reason why I said he might be one to watch here this evening. His first start, is he going to get the Spicy Schemes hot laps? As Miles brings it off turn 4 to bring it to the checkered flag. Let's see what his second lap looks like. And he goes P6 with a 31:25. Just kind of peeking down really quickly here. Brandon Alphin, 30.6 is the track record. So once again, going to be short of the track record, it looks like. As Hal ran at 31:055. There's Jacob Thornton in the 19th position in the 42 car. Got about a minute, 20 seconds or so left for cars to get out there. Everybody's got a lap in except for 2. And it is looking more and more like Peyton Howell is going to put this 02 car on the pole. And this is going to be the second race here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The first one being in October of last season, or 2 seasons ago, season number 2. Brandon Maciejewski winning that race. That saw 8 cautions in that one. I think we could get some similar excitement here tonight. As Tyler Brewer out here running laps. Robert Lucan's the only one not to complete a lap here so far in the field. But here comes Tyler off turn number 4 as he will slide in 18th with a 31:68 in that Pro Sim West number 40 car. Tyler just trying to get a feel out there real quickly, so he didn't get many, if any, practice laps in, so this was his way to get a couple laps here in qualifying. He's not even going to get a chance to finish it. So Peyton Howe going to get the Spicy Schemes hot lap here tonight. Congratulations to him, and a big shout out again to Sammy B for sponsoring the Spicy Schemes hot lap. Right now, let's go trackside for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Right, field is set, ready to go. 22 cars about to take the green flag here in New Hampshire, with a newcomer on the pole, Peyton House, filling in for Ben Pierce, as he will start on the pole, 31055, alongside Brandon Alphin. Sam Fontaine, Diego Sainz in row number 2, row 3, Jason Dalton and Stephen Miles. Matthew Wheeler, Alex Bryson there, row 4, and Lucas Dreyer, Joey Lanasour, they will take row number 5. Devin Ramsey and Sean Peach in there in row number 6. And the rest of the field all the way down to the 23rd or 22nd position, Caleb Fosnot and Robert Lukens. Your race information tonight: 125 laps, 125-ish miles around this track, 77 degrees track temperature or ambient, 95 down on track as we come to the green flag from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Race number 9 is green. And our cameras, as usual, presented by TrackCams22.com. You check them out online on Facebook in the iRacing forums at TrackCams22.com as they come off of turn 2 down the back straightaway here. That progressive banking is how clears Fontaine. Alphin back to the 3rd position. Your first side-by-side battle looks like going to be at about the 6th position as everybody tries to get settled in. Lap 1 led by Howe. Now it's just a matter of getting into a rhythm here at this track. Very easy to overshoot these corners. You see those bumps going into turn 3 and 4 can definitely upset your car, and if you definitely miss your braking point, can be kind of hazardous here. As we look here, Fontaine putting the pressure on that 0-2. And work their way to turn 1. Fontaine just peeking, putting that nose up there, a little clean air, trying to get some downforce at it. Might try to cross him over off the bottom side here. Not able to do so. Going to be watching a couple battles here tonight throughout the field, and this is one of the many moves you can do to complete a pass. You just send it in there into the corner, a little slide job, and Sam Fontaine takes the lead here early on lap number 2. Back here you see Jason Dalton trying to fight off Diego Sainz for position, this being for the 3rd spot. Of course, Matthew Wheeler there in the 10 behind them. Appreciate the viewers who are coming in to hang out with us this evening. If you're new to the chat, hit that subscribe button. And, of course, up caution. Going to be coming out here early, as Brian Sutphin is spun around, and Already going back to the pit road, unfortunately, for the 26 car. Let's see what happened. Oh no, teammate, friendly fire. Telder gets into the back of him. Let's see this again here as they happen over in the turn 1 area. I'm not sure, like just got in the back of him, unfortunately. No caution out. Not sure if something's going to be done for the race or if he's getting damage fixed on that 26, but Fontaine leading here at this early yellow. Obviously, didn't get a chance to talk with our pole sitter as he's not here in the Discord channel prior to this race, but I did want to pull up somewhat. And let's, you know what, let's just get our guy who's leading this race here early. And that being Sam Fontaine. Sam, you got a copy of it?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Lap 5, obviously early caution here. Started the race P2, able to grab this lead early. And you're in a kind of a rebound situation here after a tough race at Indy. How do we get back going here?
I just want to have fun and finish the race in one piece this time and not sideways.
Yeah, literally sideways here tonight. Well, how's the track feeling?
Feeling great. More rubbered up than earlier in practice, so it feels good, a little more stable, and I think it's going to be great for the racing overall. So
All right, bud.
let's see.
Well, we appreciate your time. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Absolutely. Sam Fontaine leading here so far as we send him to his KJD2 channel. As we'll get the restart here, lap number 7. This track built, or I should say hosted its first race in NASCAR in 1993. Hosted for a little bit 2 races, but then went back down to 1 race here recently as they come to the green flag. Fontaine leads Peyton Howe to the green. Brandon Alphin right there in his inside. Jason Dalton, Diego Sainz as they drive it into turn 1. Over the tunnel and down the back straightaway. You get up to about 150 or so miles an hour down into the corner. Slow up to about 80 to 90 miles an hour mid-corner. You let the car set and you let it roll off the corner. Already 3 wide back here with Rosenberg, Telder, and Sean Peachin. Some beating and banging going on. Like I said, this track, yeah, it's a mile big, but it races like a short track. You get some people beating and banging out here. Oh, Strayer getting a little loose in that grit number 41 car. Oh, 1 car, that's Peachin in the wall. These guys need to calm it down just a wee bit. As for 4th, here's Dalton to the inside. And Diego Sainz, he'll take that spot away. The back straightaway into turn 3. Let's go back here with Rosenberg and Telder and Ladisor. Of course, the 39 also in that battle of Tyler Pluff. Going in that Mr. Radiator #1 car. Of course, the Eldora winner in the trucks. Just trying to get clear Rosenberg, but Dylan's able to roll back up through the center and keep that one car from clearing. He could throw a slider here, but the problem is Sean Peachin's up there. And that's the always danger of throwing a slide job here is driving it right into the car in front of you. And Telder's going to clear him here through the corner, so move him up to the 12th position here early. After the contact with his teammate Brian Suffin, who has since, looks like, taking his car behind the wall for the night. Alex Bryson under attack from Lucas Strayer, the 41 car. Evan Ramsey right there in front of them. Track all about taking care of those rear tires on the car. They're going to burn up a lot. Not really going to see much shifting, if any. You want to make sure you have something to race with later on in the run. You see a 125 lap race, easily going to be a one stopper. Unless we get a lot of yellow tonight, then obviously the opportunity is going to open up for people to do different things on the track if it's a two-tire strategy or just trying to get track position. But Strayer right now in that 41's got the car rolling pretty well there in that middle groove, as he's taking the 10th position from Bryson, now going to take 9th away from Devin Ramsey. As Fontaine's rolled away to a 1/8 of a second lead over Peyton Howell, with Dolphin and Dalton there behind them. It's so tricky coming off these corners with the horsepower in the car. It can easily spin out on you. You're not full throttle until you're fully on the straightaway pretty much here. So pretty much everybody in the field here single file to start with. Appreciate the viewers coming to hang out with us this evening. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you're coming back to return, we appreciate you hanging out here on the Captain eSports Network on this Wednesday evening. One last broadcast left in the week, and that'll be tomorrow night from Richmond Raceway, as we watch Stephen Miles work the inside of Matthew Weaver in a battle for 6th, the Brickyard winner. Trying to work his way around the 10 car. Ooh, Miles shuts the door on him. Hello, Grand Souza. Welcome into chat. Appreciate you for joining us. Fontaine's lead hanging tight around 9/10 of a second. It's actually gone down the last few laps here. But everybody running pretty much relative times to each other around this track as we're 18 laps complete. As there's your leader right there. As Peyton Howell running a very unorthodox line, a line that you would see normally in the Cup Series, but he's down there through the corner, which was interesting because normally you don't go that far down there that long. Usually you can maybe go down on the apron for a split second to get the run off the corner, but Peyton was all the way down the apron mid-corner. Watch him here in the turn 1 and 2 and see what he does. And he's straddling that first seam. A little more of a normal corner. if he maybe had made a mistake or something there on that lap, and we caught it at the last second. Here comes Strayer inside. He's been the car on the move here the last few minutes. As the 41 and 10 battle for 7th. Miller's doing a good job hanging on there on that top side. You got to worry about these guys maybe burning up their tires. Fighting real hard here now. Obviously, the halfway point here in this race is lap 62, 63. It's actually 62 and a half for those that want to really do some math. If you want to know how long somebody might go before they come pitting for tires and fuel and try to pull an undercut on somebody. And as per usual, if you are interested in helping out the American Red Cross or helping out the victims of Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton, sorry, Hurricane Milton and Hurricane Helene, you can always click on the link for the American Red Cross down below in the race description area and donate some money to help out the American Red Cross. We appreciate all those who have helped out. As I've said multiple times here, these storms did a lot of work, unfortunately, to the North Carolina, Virginia area. A lot of the roadways there are destroyed. Yeah, you got cities that are destroyed and people that have lost their houses. So I think best thing we can do is we are able to sit here and enjoy a simulator and have fun and enjoy our lives. And while people out there struggle to get back on their feet again, is trying to help out. And that's what we can do by clicking on that American Red Cross link and donating some money today to help them out. So 25 laps complete. Seeing some passing here going on as Strayer and Bryson have now gone past Wheeler. Telder's gone past Ramsey for position. So I think now you're starting to see some guys who have maybe saved their tires up a little bit for the long run are able to make moves here. As Telder in that Mr. Radiator 40 Camaro. To a pretty good start as he rides in the 10th position, minus the whoopsies with his teammate there early in this race. He sends her down there into turn 1. 10 gonna squeeze her down. It's gonna make it very tough for Teller to get off that corner. That car just wants to get loose. It's a very flat area there, and there's a dirt track move for you. Up here to the 4th position as Diego Sainz looking low on Dalton. As these guys ride right behind Brandon Alphin in the 3rd position. Peyton Howe started the race on the pole, led the first couple of laps before Sam Fontaine took over and has led the rest of the race here so far in the first 26 laps. So Diego not able to go by as we go back here, and unfortunately the 10 car is free falling through the field as now Ramsey to his inside. He's going to throw a little haymaker here. Sean Peachin, he on there, young fella. As all of a sudden up here at the front, here comes Peyton Howe. That lead was literally 0.8 of a second 2 laps ago. I don't know if Fontaine made a mistake or something, but that 02 car has all of a sudden pulled out the fishing pole and reeled in the 77 here. Sainz going to put that car down on the apron, try a slider on Dalton, not able to do it there. Jason Dalton, one of the most respected men in this series. he and I actually shared some words with each other earlier, positive words, obviously, and appreciate everything that man has done. He is one of the more unselfish people that you will find on iRacing, and I appreciate him very much for what he has done. And I'll say this one little quote that I'll say out loud here. I wish there were more Jason Daltons on iRacing and in the world. Put it like that. As Sainz looks inside, there's a little door bang. This is great racing right here. This is what makes New Hampshire fun. This used to be, when this track was first put together, it was a literally 2-degree banked oval. And then back, Bruton Smith bought the track from the Bear family, and he decided to throw a little progressive banking into it. He wanted to create more passing, so he kept the 2 degrees down the bottom lane and put it up to 6 degrees up there in the middle section. That's what allows these cars to kind of rotate in and slide around a little bit, and the opportunity for some great racing. And this track has turned into a fun mile track. Now you wonder, where did the Magic Mile nickname come from? Believe it or not, of course, Bob Bear and he owned this track, he and his family, back in the 90s. Well, he actually, believe it or not, sent his whole entire staff to Disney World. Of course, Disney being known as the most magical place on earth. And he basically took Walt Disney's ideas of the way that his employees treat the customers at Disney World, which is top notch, and he said, I want you guys to go learn from them. As Peyton Howell drives this thing all the way down to Boston and going to take the lead from Fontaine. Fontaine's going to come back at him. But basically, long story short, he sent his employees down there and he said, I want you to learn from all them how to take care of your customers here at the track. So since then, the track has been known as the Magic Mile. Peyton Howell, great short track racer. He and Fontaine side by side. I think Howell led that by about the size of that ribbon. Now, I'm not one that wants to create drama or anything like this, but I'm just going to throw this out there. These two have a little history in other series. And it's well known among some people in this league. But right now, being very respectful, everybody doing well. As Howell officially completes the pass for the lead, 36 laps in. Kind of overshoots turn one, though. Want to give a shout out to Jim Herrick from 40 Racewear. Of course, he does a great job for everyone on iRacing. If you're one that is always looking for shoes or gloves to use in your iRacing experience, make sure you go hit up Jim Herrick at 40 Racewear. His link is down in the description, race description page there. 40racewear.com is his website, and get a look at it today. As Dalton clears Sainz for the 4th position as of right now. Oh, easy, boys. Not sure if it was contact or Dalton got loose there. As Dalton gonna hold off Sainz, and up front, here we go again. Everybody just hanging that car out there sideways. Poor Brandon Alphins over there like, man, I want to be a part of something here. He's out there just hanging out by himself as Fontaine clears back to the front. And Howell's just trying to find any kind of grip anywhere on this track. All right, look at he's down here in the apron. He's running the rain line. This is the rain line they ran back in July in real life, and the line actually worked. I mean, he got up to the bumper. I was surprised by that because there is no banking on that apron at all. I mean, you got to fight that thing out of y'all. I mean, it de-wedges and everything when that happens. It's Caleb Foss not on scheduled pit stop. I think he was just getting out of the way of the leaders. They're giving each other plenty of room. Good, respectful racing here. Just to update, Dalton has been able to hold off Sign still, and Stephen Miles has now worked his way up to 6th ahead of Lucas Strayer. But this is some fierce stuff right here for the lead. Is he going to slide up here? Nope, he's going to keep it around the bottom lane. Fontaine should come shooting back to the top here. There he goes. Ooh, Alphin's going to be eating some Bucky's popcorn back there. Some, what is it, kettle chips? I think that's what it's called. As Hal just about cleared him. I mean, Peyton is driving every lane possible, and he finally clears them off of turn 4, so another lead change amongst these guys. And Fontaine's probably not done with them. Back here, Rosenberg making a pass on Sean Peachin while we had a quick moment. But Hal, Fontaine, Alphin, Diego Sainz, Jason Dalton right now, your top 5. Only the one caution here so far. Pit window probably going to open up here in the next 20 laps, I would say. Who's going to run the tank completely out? Who's going to come to pit road early? Only time will tell here. Let's go back here in the back. Robert Lukens, Tyler Brewer, as they battle for the 17th position here. To the front now, 0.3 of a second. Separating the 02 from the 77 car right now. Check back here at the 12th position where Dylan Rosenberg, Sean Peachin, and Tyler Pluff continue to fight it out, with Matthew Wheeler there behind them in the 14th position, as Matthew unfortunately has fallen back from his great start, and Peachin's up in the outside wall here. He's going to fall back a spot at least. Very easy to do is reach out there and grab that wall. check out some speeds here with Jason Dalton here. See the big speed differential through the corners and the straightaway here. So 50 laps complete. Next time by, Peyton Howell now with a 5/10 of a second lead, half second, we'll call it. Well, for Sam Fontaine. Oh, and caution going to come out for the second time. Not sure where this is. And it looks like it's for Robert Lukens who has gone around. Robert Lukens, 33, brings out caution number 2 here. Let's see what happens. Oh, you're running by himself, and you can see the back end already trying to come around, and finally it does. And Robert, unfortunately, struggling here, and a little self-spin there brings out the yellow here at lap 50. Question now, what do the leaders do here? And I think the answer has come to pit road. $19 of the 20 lead lap cars all in. I would expect 4 tires and fuel from everyone here. Alphin going to beat Fontaine off pit road with a great stop. Sign's going to be 4th. Brandon, or it looks like Lucas Strayer actually going to be 5th over Stephen Miles here. Those who are watching the race here for the first time tonight, let's take a look at the point standings as we get close to the playoffs here. 3 races entering tonight left. Diego Sainz leading by 10 over Sam Fontaine. Stephen Miles 20 points back. It is down at that 10th position. Blaine Sparling taking another provisional tonight, so he'll get a certain amount of points. Obviously, Tyler Pluff up to 9th. Lucas Strayer's right there. Sean Peachin and others. So I think this point battle is going to get really tight here in these next couple weeks. And unfortunately, there are going to be some people left off when we get finished up at the Michigan Speedway in 2 weeks and not able to race in the GLSR playoffs. Of course, this season, the first of the win and you're not in format. Usually if you win, you're in the format here in this league, but they got rid of that this season. So Peyton Howe taking the outside lane here for the restart at lap number 56. As we come to the green flag, we'll turn it up here as we go green at lap number 56. Oh, never mind. Big wreck. Lucas Strayer involved. Stephen Miles involved. Along with Tyler Brewer. Actually, it ended up only being 3 cars. I thought it was going to be a lot more than that. A caution comes out here for the 3rd time, just like that. Cautions, breed, cautions. That started right in the mid-pack there. Ooh, Miles got a little loose there. And had the one that's Helder involved. Brewer gets a piece of Miles. You can just see his car, a little bit of yaw there, and unfortunately Strayer's car was there. Watch this again here just to verify, but yeah, you can see 24 is already kind of loose. He's trying to fight the rear end of the car, and Strayer's coming up the track, obviously, to set his lane off the straightaway. Dalton gets a piece of it, too. About 5 or 6 cars in that wreck. Caution out just like that here. A good reminder if you're interested in some t-shirts or something like that, maybe some hats or a hockey jersey that we even have there for you. You can check out the Captain eSports Network store. There's a link down in the race description page for you to go check it out, and you can purchase something tonight, a birthday gift or anniversary gift or something. If you're interested in anything, there's mugs there. There are hats and jackets and shirts and stuff for everybody. You can check out there at the Captain eSports Network store. All right, so everybody pretty much staying out here unless you got damage. Miles and Telder on pit road right now, after the 3rd caution now out. As the field's going to double up here, and we'll go back to racing just shy of the halfway point. It'd be interesting here. I would expect Alphin and these guys maybe to pick up the tempo a little bit for this restart, only because you're going to have 2 laps before you get the halfway point, and there's a bonus point there for leading at the halfway point in this series. So, you know, obviously you don't want somebody who's not running for a championship. It's just here to get wins. Leading that lap, if you get a point, that's, I mean, obviously very valuable when it comes to the playoffs and so on and so forth. So let's see what this Bucky's number 21 car does. Of Alvin or Fontaine, these guys trying to get that point from the Blaze Designs Mustang. As here we go, green flag. Good restart for Howe as he brings her off turn 2 and they're side by side for second. Fontaine going to try to clear him off turn 2. Should be able to. As we'll see the halfway point next time by. On the back straight with some 3 wide back here with Sean Peachin and others. And they're still trying to think of 3 wide, but off turn 4, he's going to have it. Peyton Howe going to steal away a bonus point here from the leaders and lead the halfway point and run the fastest lap of the race while he does it. 31:20. Here on lap 62 of this race, so you guys want to win your race, you better come pry it from me. As these guys are single file, let's go to the third place battle. Here's Diego Sainz looking inside of Brandon Alphin now. Diego almost clear of him, and look right in front of them as Sam Fontaine has caught the 0-2. And back at it, these guys go for the lead. This is what, round 5, round 4? This time Diego's like, I want a piece of this battle. Fontaine clears him. And now you got 4 cars underneath a blanket up front here. Devin Ramsey trying to join this battle in the 5th position. While these guys settle down for a second, let's go back here to 13th because Joey Lanasaur and Matthew Wheeler putting on a fight. Lucas Strayer's right there behind him after being involved in that accident. So again, next week it is a Halloween theme race at the Dover Motor Speedway. It would only make sense if we went to the Monster Mile for Halloween. Remember the schedule came out, and you know, I joke with the guys, like I respect the work they do, and I let them do their thing. And I made the comment to the admins, I'm like, guys, you realize you're leaving a perfect opportunity out the window here, because originally this race was going to be the Dover race. New Hampshire was going to be the race on Halloween, or the day before Halloween. I said, you guys should put the Monster Mile on the race for Halloween. It only makes sense, right? And that's exactly what happened. Is they're like, hey, good idea, let's do that. Well, here we are. Next week, Dover Motor Speedway for Halloween trick-or-treating. I'm going to check really quickly. I know I got at least this series next week. Pull up a schedule here really quickly, and Fontaine continues to hold Howe off there by just a tenth of a second. Okay, we do race Monday night. Okay. It's okay, yeah. Oh, Thanksgiving. Okay, so yeah. So we'll have a league race next week. We'll do Monday night and Wednesday night will be our league races for next week. As we look at Jacob Thornton back here, 12th position as he battles with Ladasaur. Jacob having a good clean run in that 42 car. Ladasaur will take that spot away. You see back behind them, Lucas Strayer trying to use that track position, but you see where the car is all messed up from that damage. He is in the 14th position right now. Stephen Miles still 19th out of the 20 cars on the lead lap, so that car is hurt. Matt Telder's 17th right now, so that car is obviously hurt. Meanwhile, up front, we have now got 3 cars under a blanket. As Fontaine, Howe, and Diego Sainz battle for the lead. Diego about drove that thing to Oxford Plains up in the top groove trying to get around, but not able to do so, get that run that he needed. Al just not able to get clear from yet. Can he do so? He finally does. So move the O2 back to the front. As Peyton Howe running this special team here tonight, this O2 team, which is usually Ben Pierce's car. But Ben obviously not able to make all the races, putting some other drivers in the car, kind of like the Stage 60 car that GZ Racing does. Kind of seeing the idea that you see with like Brad Keselowski and others that do in the Cup Series. Fontaine looking to put the battle back on the O2 here. These guys gonna settle down here for just a minute. Hal already pulling away to about a 0.4 of a second lead, so Peyton doing a great job here as we watch Diego try to get to the back bumper of the 77 now. Brandon Alphin hanging right there. Devin Ramsey having a top 5 run here so far. Appreciate the viewers hanging out this evening on the Captain eSports Network. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you've been around here for a little bit, then obviously we thank you. I thank you personally for coming back and hanging out, because I know it's kind of hard to remember, hey, let's go watch the Captain stream or something. But pretty easy to go watch TV or whatever you like to watch. So I definitely appreciate everybody coming back and hanging out on this Wednesday evening. So 4/10 separating first and second, 2/10 separating second and third. And it's a little gap of 8/10 back to fourth before you get to a second and a half back to fifth. As caution going to come out. Caution out for the 4th time. And whoa, Matt Telder with some issues. Telder coming off that win at Eldora, but unfortunately tonight not been so fun for this driver out of Michigan. Oh, he just loops her around. wraps it around and locks her down. Ooh, and this is going to bring leaders to pit road. Four tires and fuel for all these drivers. I think you've gone too far in a run here to be able to do any kind of two-tire strategy. That's Hal going to win a race on pit road. So a real cool thing here. I want to go over and check out Sim Racer Hub. I want to give Clinton Sneed a big shout out for all the hard work he does with Sim Racer Hub. And what I'm going to actually do here is I'm going to go click on some 1 mile tracks that have been run in GLSR. So we got the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the Milwaukee Mile, Gateway, and Worldwide Technology Raceway. Just realizing that looks like Phoenix has not been ran. But that's all your flat mile and a half mile track. So let's check the numbers out here really quickly. As in 4 starts, who's got the best finishes of the crew? Let's check the Premier Series here really quickly. As Sam Fontaine averaging a 3.3 in 3 starts. Jason Dalton a 5.7. Diego Sainz a 5.7. AB a 5.3. Hey, let's look up here in the top 5. Let's see. We got Fontaine, Alphin, Dalton, Bryson, all those guys in the top 10 here. So for those of you looking for somebody who's going to likely work their way to the front here, Peyton Howe leads them back to the green at lap 82. Stephen Miles going to come back to pit road in that 24 car. So unfortunately, that car is just badly destroyed after the accident. And unfortunately, a rough night for Miles after the rough night from Fontaine last week. Is going to kind of even everybody up. His car's trying to save it back there is the 9 of Devin Ramsey. Did a great job holding on. The 2 got a little loose also. That could have been bad for a lot of drivers. All right, I think I got a good one here now. So put a whole bunch of mile and up caution. As Richard Midkiff has got issues over on the front straightaway. He just jumped to the pits. 40 laps to go. All of a sudden the cautions are coming out here. Oh, Richard blinks out there a little bit. Oh, and then looks like he gets loose or something, and he and Cedric Ingram make contact. And end up in the wall. So caution back out once again. here, so I don't know. Okay, there's the blinking right there. He's going to come out of the corner, and he's loose right there, and then Cedric obviously gets into the back of him. So I was starting to read this off. So here's the tracks I've put together as I was stockpiling here. Kern County, of course, Kevin Harvick's track, Lucas Oil Raceway, Indianapolis Raceway Park, New Hampshire, Phoenix, Richmond, Milwaukee Mile, and Gateway. So let's take a look at some of these numbers here, as the leaders are likely going to stay out. So who runs well at these tracks normally? Well, let's start with Sam Fontaine, who's got 5 wins on all those tracks in 8 starts. Jason Dalton with 2 wins. Maciejewski with 2 wins. Jonathan Tuckness, 2 wins. How about the old man Zach Allman with 2 wins in the series there? Ryan Nardone's got a win. Tristan Ladisor, which I think is Joey, actually. I'm not sure. Either Joey or Tristan, one of the two. They got a win, and Justin Bondurant there with a win on these short tracks. But obviously kind of spread out, though, for the most part here. And I mentioned the average finish part. You know, Fontaine with 8 starts, averaging a 2.1, and there he is up here in the front. Been up front all night, as he knows how to get it done on these flat ovals. Alex Bryson, second on the active list, it looks like here, as I see, with a 5.8. And then you got to go all the way down to Jason Dalton with a 6.5. So there's some names for you to watch here in the next little bit. But Fontaine definitely right there where he usually gets his things done. Very long day. Work and then two broadcasts. Yeah, it's all good. Hold my drink, boys. I am, let's put it like this. I'm ready for bed. I'm getting to that point where I'm like, all right, the drowsiness is coming in, and it's not because of the racing. Trust me. That's the one thing I try to verify to everybody. It's like I sit here and I get tired at times calling these races, and it's not because of the racing ever. I mean, it takes a lot to bore me of a race. I can sit here and have fun and do what I love to do, but it just comes a time where you just hit a wall and you're like, all right. But it's been worth it. It's been fun. Good race at the Brickyard here a little bit ago for that broadcast, and now we've had a fantastic one in New Hampshire. As we're going to get ready to go green with 35 laps to, or actually, let's do the math, 37 laps to go. And Peyton Howe looking to get himself a win in his first career start, driving for Ben Pierce's team there. The 77 of Sam Fontaine second, Brandon Alphin third, Diego Sainz fourth, Sean Peachin now up to fifth in that 69 car. Dylan Rosenberg up there, Tyler Pluff. I have a feeling that the boxing ring is going to be a little busy tonight. Pace car going to pull down pit road here at lap 89. Oh, and a wreck, and Alex Bryson goes around. And oh, Peachin into the inside wall. It would not be a flat track race if we didn't have a wreck on a restart. How did this one start up? Oh, a little checkup up at the front. Oh, wow, wow. Bang, 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 bang. A lot of contact. I mean, cars were just getting lifted up the ground. And that started up at the front. And normally it's a 5-car rule, but I don't even know if they got to the 5th car. Toledo got rear-ended by Rosenberg. That's where Peachin gets turned. And I have a feeling the Matt Telder school of restarts come into play tonight. Tough break for Peach and tough break for Strayer. And a lot of these cars, they got damage in that. Somebody just anticipating the restart there just a little too early. So again, next week we invite you to come join us Wednesday evening as we will have 2 races left in the regular season. Let me show you the schedule one more time here in the rest of the GLSR campaign for this season as we go to Dover Motor Speedway. And then Michigan to finish it all out. Then it's Chicago, Road America, Las Vegas, Kern County, and Auto Club to finish out the schedule. And a big shout out, by the way, I know I've said this I think a couple times, but the fact that they were able to do this like an American Truck Sim type of mapping, like on the logo is pretty cool. So nice job by those guys putting that schedule together a couple months ago. All right, pace car lights are off. We'll go back racing with 31 laps to go. We'll have 16 cars on the lead lap. Stephen Miles, the first car lap down. He is now 2 laps down. And the only other cars on the track that are a lap down is Richard Midkiff, who is some 3 laps down. Robert Lukens off the track. Brian Sutphin, Tyler Brewer. And waiting to see if Sean Peachin is still on track or not. But here we go, green flag. Al with a great restart. 3 wide back here in the back. Oh, and there they go. The 41, the 42, the 10. And another caution. 19 with some damage. Wide up the middle, goes to 10. And this gets tight then, and 42 is going to get some damage from it. Looks like the 9's going to get caught up in it. Get this one from the blimp. About 4 or 5 cars in that one now going to get damage fixed. So cautions breed cautions now. have less than 30 laps to go and we get the green flag here. So one more broadcast tomorrow night, and we'll be done for the week. That'll be the Richmond Raceway. After that, I'll take the few days off and come back with it on Monday. Go find me a costume this weekend. I already know I'm going to be, because my daughter wants to be Joy from Inside Out 2 or 1, however you look at it. And she's having me be Anger. I'm still trying to break that one down. Why would they have me as Anger? I don't have any anger issues, do I? We're going to do it cool, though. I'm going to go find a little smoke machine, too. Put some smoke inside, so, you know, somebody makes a bad joke about me or something, I can start smoking or whatever. It'd be kind of cool. All right, who's going to win this race? Is it going to be the Peyton House show tonight in that 02 car? Is it going to be Fontaine showing up here in the long run? Does Brandon Alphin have anything? How about Dylan Rosenberg in the 4th position? Tyler Pluff up to 5th. So pace car lights are off. And space car will pull into turn 3 and 4. Mentioned before, real good run for Rosenberg up in the 4th position, the Talladega winner. Joey Ladisor up there in 7th right now. Cedric Ingram in 9th. How about Caleb Foston in the 10th position? He can just survive. He'll get his best finish. That's green flag back out. Down the back straightaway as Rosenberg clears to 3rd. Off into 4th. The battle for 5th as Tyler Pluff tries to get under Diego Sainz. The gloves are off now. Getting whatever track position they can get as one car gets loose. Tyler Pluff goes for a spin and brings the yellow flag out. And he's going to tow back to pit road. Tough break for the 39. And a self-spin in front of the field. He just loses the back end. Evolve Golf number 39 car bringing out the caution again. Yeah, let's get you one more look of it here. He's on the inside of Diego Sainz here and just tries to slide up. Problem is the back end was sliding around when it happened. I say golf, but now I'm looking at it. Is it a golf go it? I don't know. It's something on that car. Let's bring up a driver here. And let's bring up old Kentucky boy here, Brandon Alphin. You got a copy, buddy?
Yep, got you loud and clear.
All right, man. So you got the old Bucky's Beef Jerky Mobile up there in the 4th position now. Rosenberg got around you, but you get that outside lane now. You feel like you got anything for these top 2?
I don't know, man. They're pretty tough. Fontaine and Peyton, which I know he's 7 for Ben Pierce tonight. They've been fast all night. The first run was a little disappointing, especially watching them race side by side. It was a lot of fun to watch, but as I looked in the relative and saw they were pulling away from me while they were racing, was kind of a little discouraging. But I'm just going to try to push here and see what we can come up with. So, who knows what could happen here these last 20 laps or so.
Yeah, absolutely going to be a wild one here. Well, hey, best of luck. Enjoy some of those kettle chips and brisket sandwich, and let's work on victory lane here.
All right, we'll see what we come up with.
All right, sounds good, buddy. Brandon Alphin running up in the top 3 right now, or top 4, I should say, as Rosenberg got around him on a restart there, but obviously still 22 laps to go. Anything can happen here in this race. And we still got 1 to go here coming up. And it gives me an opportunity to send a shout out to MC Racing here in the Fort Wayne area of Indiana. If you're looking to head to an event or head somewhere nearby, if you're going up to maybe Cedar Point or maybe up to Michigan for something or whatever, some racing in the area still that's going on, you can swing into Fort Wayne if you happen to go by and check out some sim racing. Or if you're already living nearby, you can just bring somebody up here and let them go run and enjoy some sim racing throughout the day, especially somebody who's never done this before. And who knows, you might have somebody on iRacing with you before you know it. So check out MC Racing and appreciate Mark's commitment to watching, obviously, all the broadcast here and letting viewers watch as they're in there racing. And hello, if anybody's watching right now from there. All right, getting ready to go green with 20 laps to go. Peyton Howe, Sam Fontaine, Dylan Rosenberg, Brandon Alphin, and Jason Dalton, your top 5. And correct myself, Diego Sainz is actually your top 5. With Dalton in 6 as we come back to the green. 20 laps to go. Can we get it back to the finish here as we've had a little bit of yellow fever recently? As mentioned, Alphin going to move up to 3rd with an outside lane. Miles got that car fixed up, and now he's rolling up here through the field. Bringing Telder with him, who's likely got his car all patched up. As Strayer getting up here with Jason Dalton. As Howes pulled away 0.6 of a second. As Howell runs the fastest lap of the race right there, 31.05. As he outruns Fontaine by almost 1.5 tenths that lap. That time for everybody to get what they can get out of their cars. Here comes AB with Ladisor there in front of him. Jacob Thornton also. Back here, all separated by less than 0.3 of a second for the most part. You see Hal starting to pull away as Fontaine. You wonder if he's maybe saving some tire a little bit, but he's got that 21 car right there on his tail of Brandon Alphin. As we watch Alex Bryson inside of Thornton for the 8th position. And AB makes the pass, so great pass by the 38. We have had some cars try to get some fresh tires, and AB's one of them. He pitted there at that lap 102 caution, and that's why you're able to see him kind of roar up here through the field a little bit. Not sure what he's going to get, but he's got a couple of spots. Eventually, the tires, though, are going to equal out. As they come up to 15 laps to go. As Bryson looks underneath the 2 car. This is the battle for 7th now. Oh, and around goes Cedric Ingram. And another caution. And this will likely get us a restart with less than 10 laps to go. What happened to the 19? Yeah, that's a traditional New Hampshire backstretch wreck right there. Let me get you a better look at this. Nothing yet through 3 and 4. Got some more cars coming to pit road here, maybe for tires. These restarts aren't really helping them. Didn't happen there either, so must have went too far ahead. All right, let's just do it manually. Oh, no. Elder not having a good night, unfortunately. Yeah, gets loose off the corner and hits the 19. Under this caution, obviously Telder pitted at the last caution. Brandon Alphin, Jason Dalton, Alex Bryson, Stephen Miles, Wheeler, Ramsey, and Rosenberg all come to pit road. So you're going to have fresh tires starting pretty much 10th on back. And we'll get the green probably somewhere at about 9 laps to go. I'm actually going to mute myself for a split second. All right. Gonna grab me a little water real quick. Peyton Howe, he and Fontaine have been the top two most of the night. And Peyton's led the latter half of this race, looking to take the O2 car to victory lane. Subbing in for Ben Pierce. Fontaine outside lane there second. Diego Sainz, Lucas Strayer. Jacob Thornton up in the top five now. Strayer and Thornton were involved in some stuff earlier. Things are going to get interesting here. As green flag, here we go. 9 laps to go. Great restart for the O2. As here come the fresh tires. Brandon Alphin up to the 6th position already. He is getting all the good out of these things. Come to 7 to go. Look at Alphin inside of Strayer for 4th. He is by far ahead of everybody right now. Bryson, your next farthest up on tires in the now 7th position as he just passed on to Soar. Like I said, New Hampshire is one of them tracks where it seems like you're good for a couple laps, and then the tires kind of even out, it looks like. Often great job. Center off. Here he comes for 3rd. Clears Diego. I'll call the track, tell him to pipe the sound in, Nick. 5 laps to go. Let's check back here as Bryson now rolling in on newer tires inside of Thornton. Four laps to go for Peyton Howe. His first start in the series as he's subbing for Ben Pierce. And this car has been fast all night. I said it from the start that Peyton Howe is a pretty good driver, a pretty fast one. And he has shown the speed here this evening. Fontaine's been keeping him honest. But just unable to get up to him right now. 3 to go. Alphin is there at Fontaine. Fontaine going to try to keep it defensive there. Let's go back here as Rosenberg trying to hold off Dalton. A lot of sewer here also. Sewer trying to hold off Dalton. Dalton's going to get around him. As Fontaine tries to hold off Brandon Alphin, got him by about a 10th or so right now. As Peyton Howe takes the white flag, final lap. Which is in a race that I feel is going to probably be talked about. I just have that weird feeling as Alphen gets to the inside of or outside of Fontaine. He will send it into turn 3 and 4 as they're going to be side by side coming to the line. But Peyton Howe, in his debut tonight, subbing for Ben Pierce, gets the win in New Hampshire. And Brandon Alphen is able to get around Fontaine for second. Diego Sainz, Lucas Strayer, your top 5. And as I said before, I started to say there, it's going to be a race I think it gets talked about, you know, with some of the incidents and stuff. And this is going to be interesting to see and hear what people have to say about this. But Peyton went out there and earned it tonight. Great clean racing between him and Fontaine. And file this in the category of the first of the, I don't know how you want to put it, the stage winner or stage drivers or whatever you want to call them. You got the stage 62 team that Gagnon does, and now you got Pierce doing this, and the fill-in guys, I guess, whatever, or sub guys. I don't. Peyton does a great job and has earned the win. Let's take a look at the final results here from the Magic Mile. As Howe wins it by 0.7 of a second over Brandon Alphen. Fontaine third. Diego Sainz fourth and Lucas Strayer fifth. Alex Bryson ends up sixth with Dylan Rosenberg seventh. Jacob Thornton eighth. Jason Dalton ninth and Joey Landisor 10th. Matt Telder ends up 11th with Stephen Miles 12th. Cedric Ingram, Devin Ramsey, and Caleb Fosnot in the 15th position. Great run by Caleb. Good job, bud. As he continues to improve in his iRacing efforts. Matthew Wheeler 16th. Richard Midkiff, Tyler Pluff, Sean Peachin, Tyler Brewer, Robert Lukens, and Brian Sutphin. Your 22 racers. As we will talk to some drivers that finished in the top 3 tonight. Actually, I'm going to make a stop here really quickly and do something. Let's talk to our top 3 finishers, starting with Sam Fontaine. Who finishes in the 3rd position here tonight. As yeah, Sam, obviously Brandon kind of got you there at the end, unfortunately, but obviously a great comeback finish for you tonight after that rough run at the Brickyard last week.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take that for sure. I had a blast with Peyton earlier, racing for the lead for a while, and got a little bit out of control with my right rear tires at some point. Second half was more conservative, but hey, it was racing, super clean, super fun, good battles, and obviously the fresh tires were a little faster, but he had to run it, so that's good.
Obviously getting to the point here where a lot of you guys are going to start clinching spots into the playoffs, unlike before where it was a win and get in. How does that change your perspective as you go to Dover next week, and then of course you got Michigan, which is a track, believe it or not, you've struggled on?
Yeah, Michigan for sure. No, I mean, perspective is what it showed tonight. I mean, Peyton is not in the fight for the points, and getting like the regular championship lead at the end with the last race is a big deal, because you're gonna get a little point bonus to start the next round or something like that. So hopefully I can get up there, and that's a little bit why I made it hard on Alphen. We are trying to get the most point on everyone, and on their team too, we have a good fight with the laser guy for the points. So no, it changed the game because the game at the end of the day is just to have good finish from the start and to the finish of the season. So that's what we try to aim for, and if we can get a couple wins, we're gonna try.
Well, great job tonight, man. Send some shout outs whoever you like to.
Thanks, man. Everyone, the sponsor of the league, obviously first, Mr. Radiator, for helping out the league every time, and we are having a blast racing each week. I mean, this week he might say it's not his cup of tea since he doesn't really like Loudon, but other than that, I mean, we just having fun with the friends, and obviously all the teammates that showed up tonight. Always fun to play around with them, and yeah. Other than that, you as always doing a great job, and obviously losing you at the end of the season is gonna be a great loss. But no, I mean you're doing a great job, so thanks.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Tip. And that is Sam Fontaine, the third place finisher here tonight. And the hard charger there at the end, Brandon Alphin, comes in for tires, restarts around the 10th position or so, and fights his way up to the second position. Brandon, man, what a call that was there to come down pit road to take tires there, and you net gain in the end, which is exactly what you needed to do, and congratulations on a second place finish.
Yeah, it was. I wish we would have had a little bit longer. That's what Peyton and I were just talking about and stuff. But it just New Hampshire, it's just a tough place to pass, even if you do have fresher tires, and they didn't stall out. I think I might have been able to have a chance if I would have had a couple clean laps after getting Fontaine. But it was a good call. I was a little nervous at first though, especially after the last 20 laps, the way they kind of went. Just with the cautions, it was kind of iffy. But whenever I saw Fontaine and Peyton not come down pit road, the fatback told me to come in, so I was like, let's go then, baby.
Well, obviously a great run for you here is, getting another good finish as you continue to battle it out here. I'm going to check really quickly because I cannot remember off the top of my head. That's what happens when you work real hard throughout the day. You just forget things. Point standings wise for you are in this is called stalling. Fourth.
I need to play some Morgan Wallen between.
You might need it. You might. I thought you should know. Let's see. 7th in points. So obviously solid, and looks like you're about 20 points up. So that's definitely gonna help you too.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's each week it's kind of, especially too with the new point system where this year where it's not a winning end. So definitely just each race you got to take it. Just try to get the best finish you can, and just kind of go from there and see where you end up at the end. So it was definitely a good run tonight. It felt good gaining a position after hitting there at the end.
Yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, this is after tonight's race, I've just realized. So this is the new points, and yeah, you're up right now. Let's see. Let me do the math here real quickly. 232 to 208, so that's 24 points. So looking pretty solid, I would say. Going to Dover next week, a track you know pretty well, and obviously got to be some confidence there.
Yeah, absolutely. Dover's always a fun track, and it's kind of, at least the way I look at it, it's one of those where it's such momentum based. Where one bad corner, you're pretty much racing the track coming out of 2 and then off of 4. Just that way you're not killing the wall and killing the field. So just hopefully we'll have another good run next week, and then kind of continue the momentum and build on this week.
Great job tonight, man. Send some shouts over like too.
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Laser Racing. All the guys on the team, Bryson, Devin, and Miles as well. It's always fun getting in here every Wednesday. And then, got to give a shout out to, the unofficial sponsor of the car. I guess we'll go Bucky the Beaver. It's been fun with them on the hood. So, I'm definitely probably going to make a trip there here in the next coming weeks to get a little bit of brisket. And give a shout out to you as well, too, Skylar. Always appreciative for what you do for us, man. So that's what it's I appreciate going. Taking time out of I know you're busy too with everything you do, so it's always nice to go back and watch the replays, man. I always enjoy it. So definitely give a shout out to you.
Got to modify the lyrics a little bit. You know, it's a long way to Richmond driving south on 65.
That's it.
Or 75, sorry, wrong road. But,
That's it. Would you like a ride, son?
Great job tonight, man.
So, all right, appreciate it.
You too, buddy. Be safe. As Brandon Alphin finishing in the second position. Is there one on 75 in Kentucky? I should have asked him. I know there's one in Richmond, Kentucky. That was the joke there. But anyways, right. Let's. It's been a while since I've talked to this guy. As he goes to victory lane, filling in for Ben Pierce as Peyton Howe gets the win tonight. First off, welcome to the league. And yeah, what a battle that was with you and Fontaine. I saw you run some lanes that I'm like, man, it's not raining out there. What's this? But you made it work out and bring it home to victory lane tonight.
Yeah, I know you've probably seen me doing that really low entry onto the apron and trying to hold it down there. It works on the fixed set. I guess since this was a custom set, it didn't really work as good. From what I tested today, the apron was faster after like 20 laps, and then we didn't use the fixed set, so I had to relearn it all in practice. And I never tried the apron because I really didn't want to show anybody, and it worked a little bit. I could get some drive on entry and center, but I'd lose it all off exit, so I started doing that really high entry and cutting all the way down to pit road, basically off exit, and that inside wall off of 2. And that really worked, and it was a lot of fun racing Sam. I know me and him go way back to STSL. I think you were broadcasting.
Might have been there.
I think 2021 you were broadcasting that. So, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. I knew me and Sam was gonna have a good battle there. I wish there wasn't as many cautions at the end, but yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I think the more impressive one was where you ran the whole entire 3 and 4 on the apron. I was like, man, that's a new groove. But no, it was still impressive, though, obviously, to see what you were able to do here tonight. But got to feel pretty good to show up. And I know you're subbing in there for Pierce, but to come in tonight and be able to lead some laps, win the pole and stuff, got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it was. I came into the night. Ben asked me the other night if I could run, and obviously said yeah. And this is my best track in this core, so I couldn't turn it down. It felt good qualifying on the pole with those laps in qualifying or in practice that you guys were putting down. I didn't know if I'd be anywhere close to it because I was like 6th in practice, and I waited a little bit in qualifying and track temp went down about a degree or 2, and that's when I went out, and it got us the pole and the win at the end there.
Well, great job tonight, man. Send some shout-outs whoever you like to.
Yeah, I'd like to thank obviously Ben for letting me drive the car, you for putting on the broadcast, Great Lakes Sim Racing for the lead, Martin Sports Premier Racing Setups, Nerditudes, Adrenaline Captures, Adrenaline Creations, Race Stop Suicide, Florida Estate Builders, Hello Fresh, Blaze for making this beautiful paint scheme. I know it was a mental health awareness core, and yeah, hopefully I'll be back at some point. I don't know if I'll be back the rest of the season, but maybe if there's another season in this core, I will be.
There you go, man. Well, hey, great job. Good seeing you. Tell Dad I said hey, and
Yep.
Obviously, yeah, best of luck in the future.
Yep.
Absolutely. Peyton Howe, the winner tonight here, subbing in for Ben Pierce as he takes that 0-2 to victory lane in his first start. And I got to think about this here for a second to get him back to the waiting room there. Trying to think the last driver that got his first win in his first start. I want to say Ricky Springer, but obviously there was that little time I missed too. I know J.W. Miller's done it. I know Ricky Springer's Springer did not win his first race. He did not win Daytona, if I remember that one correctly. So I take that line back. See, obviously Evans won the first ever race. J.W. Miller won his first start. I gotta think about this, man. That's one to fathom as I go get some sleep. So, take a look at the point standings here. They are updated as of right now. Not sure if any penalties will come out or whatnot, so this is unofficial. But Diego Sainz leads now by 8 over Sam Fontaine. Alex Bryson moves to 3rd, tied with Stephen Miles now, 28 back. Matt Telder stays 5th. Jason Dalton, Brandon Alphin, Dylan Rosenberg, Lucas Strayer, Joey Ladisor jumps 3 to 10th. And as you see now, from 10th down, 7 points from 10th down to 13th. It is going to be a tight one here these next few weeks. And again, next week, Dover Motor Speedway for race number 10 of the season. Remember, it's 11 races before you get to the playoffs. So we'll have it for you here at 8:45 Eastern Time next Wednesday night. Halloween-themed race at Dover Motor Speedway, the Monster Mile. Big shout out to GLSR for allowing me to broadcast both races today. Also to Mr. Radiator for sponsoring the series. Thanks to the viewers for hanging out here this evening and stuff. And it's always appreciated, and I'm always very thankful for everybody that gets involved in this. So thank you to all the racers also. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening. We'll see you tomorrow night from Richmond here on the stream. Otherwise, remember, this isn't just a game. This is iRacing. See ya!
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, reused, or retransmitted in any form without the authorized written consent of Captain eSports Network. Captain would like to thank all of his loyal fans for your continued support, and he hopes you enjoyed today's broadcast.
The following is a special presentation.
From the Captain eSports